Nope. You guys can probably hear me on YouTube, but my comments. Oh, there they go. Comments are back. I lost my comments again on YouTube. Fancy K said, I care about that. I really don't care about the sex part. So you don't care about the sex part. You care about the emotional connection, right? More so. And we talked about that, and Ghost explained how he avoids having the emotional connection. Hey, Kiss the Boys. I know people ran over to IG because YouTube comments was stuck. I should have known when nobody was saying anything on YouTube. I'm like, you guys have to tell me if y'all commenting and your comments are not coming up so that I can refresh the comment stream. Um, Wait, the general said, what in the Vivian Green emotional roller coaster did I walk in on? That's my song. That is my song. Fancy K said, hey, Coffee with Friends, what do y'all think about living apart while married? I just asked someone this question the other day. Well, I kind of asked this question. Did you ever bring this up? Yes, this was a topic we had, Fancy K, a while back, maybe over a year or so ago, because we actually had a Coffee with Friends member. She relocated to Portugal, I believe. And she and her husband lived separate for years in the same town, separate houses. They lived together for years, all right? And she even jumped on the show and said that her husband, she knows that he was dating other women or whatever the case may be, but they had an agreement or whatever, but they lived separate. But funny, you should ask this because I just asked this question the other day, and I said, would you live apart from your significant other, right? For a period of time, like say your significant other decided, especially me, I start to ask these questions a lot, Fancy K, because I know the age that I'm in and I know that I want to buy a house in Florida or somewhere. And what if my job, I'm able to relocate before my husband because maybe retirement is not there for my husband yet, right? Yep, Georgie. Yes, I can see y'all now, Pat. Um, you know, And they said, yes, they can. And I think as we get older, the question becomes more understandable. Could we live separate from our partners, right? Being married. Could you live in Florida and could your partner live in Texas? Or can you live in Texas and your partner live in New York? I think so. I think I can. I think I could commit to traveling back and forth every 2 months and he too, right? I think I can. But I say I think I could do a lot of shit. Like I thought I could do poly until I said no the fuck I can't. Right. But I do think that I can live separate. I'm not exactly sure. I know Zen, now you got to drop the knowledge and wisdom again. You could just jump on and say it. I mean, it might be quicker if you jump on and just say what the fuck you were trying to say. Okay. Georgie said I could live separately. I be needing the space. Okay, so some people on here, anybody else want to answer? Can you live separate from your significant other while being married? Fancy K said, because men can't handle that. You can't say that to them. Right. So that's why I'm asking Ghost, how would you feel if if your woman said to you, I want to sleep with, oh, okay, I want to sleep with another man? How would you guys feel about that? Because Ghost, you're saying, people should be upfront and honest, right? They should be able to say these things. But how would you feel as men if your woman came to you and said, I want to sleep with another man? Georgie said, if I can live separate from my kids, I can survive without my man. Okay. Zen, what about you? Can you live separate from Eric? Ghost said, yes, if you can't be open with me, tell me how you feel and give me your all. Why are you here? Great point. But Ghost, you know what? We say we want people to be honest. We say we want people to tell us how they feel. We say we want people to give us their all when we're in a relationship. But baby, I have experienced saying some shit and being honest and motherfuckers not liking that honesty. and it affecting our relationship, right? And this is why I tell people, are you really fucking ready for that? And we had this topic before on the show. Are you really fucking ready for the honesty? Are you? Can you? Because a lot of motherfuckers be like, just be honest with me. Tell me how you feel. We're supposed to be completely honest with each other. But then sometimes that honesty can affect the relationship. How do you tell your man you want to sleep with another man? The fuck? Zen say, yes, I can live separate. We've discussed that since I can work anywhere. And if we can get a vacation home, then I can go stay there for extended periods of time. Twins. And that's why I ask the question now. Because like I said, I know how old I am. I know the type of job I have. And I know that I don't always want to be in New Jersey. Right. And so if I'm in a relationship and my man is destined to stay here because of work or whatever the case may be, then I might be the one that be hanging out like Zen said in a vacation home for a couple of weeks and then coming back. I could do it. I can the fuck do it. Okay. Zen say he knows I need the space from time to time, and he needs space too to be honest. I'm a lot and I know it. Yes, you are the fuck a lot, Zen. You are. I'm a lot too. I'm a lot in the sense that, you know, and I gotta let my man know early on, right? Because I'm telling you, I'm the bitch that you go in a separate room and be sleeping and I'm coming, right? Or you watching football or whatever, and I'm curled up on the couch with you. If I can't take it no more and I go lay in the bed, I'm gonna go lay in the bed, but I'm gonna come in and rub your head and kiss on top of your head every 5 minutes. I'm very touchy feely and very I'm a lot. I'm a lot. He might need to run from me a little bit and be like, you know what, babe? I need to go stay in the vacation home for about 2 fucking months. The fuck? I'm just saying. I love it, Ghost. I love it. Be open with me, or why the fuck are you here? And if you say that, mean it. Mean the shit. Y'all, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers be like, you could tell me anything. We should be open and honest about anything and everything. And I have witnessed being open and honest about some things, and it tore holes in everything. Everybody can't deal with open and honest. So be true to yourself. When you say you want somebody to be open and honest with you, be true to yourself. Do you fucking really mean that? Fancy said, a man can say that to me because I don't care. I'll say, go do you. I don't want my man to go do him. No, I'ma suck it and I'ma fuck it. I don't need you to go no place else. No place else. Go say yes. Yes, I'd be okay with you telling me that. That way I can give you your walking papers. Wait a minute. September 30th, yo. Me and you. Ghost. September 30th. The fuck? Ghost, you said that way I could give you your walking paper so you could go get that. I don't want to stop you from being happy. Why you got to give her walking papers? You are the same man that said men are not meant to be monogamous. So you have other sexual partners when you want them, right? But there's no emotional connection with them, right? But then you are also being that same man who is saying that if your girl come to you and be like, I want to smash another guy, you going to give her walking papers? Woo, child. The fuck? But what? Wait, what? Let me drink my fucking coffee, cuz. I'm honest because when a man says I want a threesome with two women, I'm not gonna be I joke a lot and I be like, I'm gonna bring another man, but I don't want two dicks. I don't. I don't want to suck two dicks. Cause if you got them in the bed, you're gonna have to, and I don't want to. I don't. Good morning, Zen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What we
Hey,
got this
everybody.
morning? Hey.
So I just want to jump on quick. I just got two things. So one, about the cheating. One thing I said is, you know, early on in my relationship, Eric and I had a discussion. What was acceptable, what was not acceptable. So
Mm-hmm.
we define what was cheating for us,
Right.
right? And we
Yep.
basically said, if you're doing interactions outside of the relationship, that's not acceptable to either one of us, right?
Right.
But if we choose to bring someone else into our bed, then
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But we
Right.
make that decision together.
Yes.
Either one of us can veto it. Either one of us can say, hey, let's go.
Right.
And that's the way it is.
Yep.
So if you have that communication, right, early on, then no one really should be cheating. If you step out, then yeah, as Ghost said, now you got your walking papers. Bye.
Right.
You
No,
know?
but Ghost, but see, Ghost didn't say
I
that.
know.
No, see, but you know, we
It's
got
a double standard. It's
the
not
fuck?
right. It's not right. And listen, I get it. And Ghost might be from a time when, you know, it was a little bit different. You know, I agree, you know, as a man being with a man, you know, we deal with all men stuff. So, you know, I get it. I get the urges. I get, you know, what you have to do and get through, you know, the day with. But it doesn't mean that it's always acceptable or that you should just because you're a man. A woman can have just as many urges as a man does.
I mean, even though I don't
There
want your
shouldn't be a
dick,
double
I'm
standard,
just
but
saying.
that's of course his boundary that he set, right?
Exactly. That's his boundary, and we can't dispute that, right?
No,
And
no,
and I
his feelings are not up for debate.
yeah, and I respect that, right?
This is an asshole
It
take.
just still baffles me that men could still say I want to be able to go get as much pussy as I want, but as soon as a woman says I want another dick, that the men are like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know, and you brought up a good point, you know, and I was just talking about this the other day, right? Because you know, y'all think that heterosexual relationships are complicated, right? And y'all be talking about, oh, women be jumping over the fence to become lesbians and shit. I just want y'all to know that lesbians are messy too. That's a messy population over there.
Yep.
You
Can
know,
be.
yeah, it's a messy population. It's a messy population everywhere. You know,
Any relationship is
any
messy.
relationship, any relationship. And when you said all men, when you having a relationship, you being married to a man, y'all deal with all man stuff,
Right.
right? And Ghost says men can't be monogamous. So how does that play out in an all man relationship? Like,
It's a factor.
yeah,
It's definitely a factor. You
and
have
you
to
know,
make that choice.
I'm not trying to be funny, but you know, I have a diverse range of friends, and a lot of them are fucking crazy, and I love it. Right. And I have a friend of mine who, when I first met him, he told me that him and his partner, who was a man, had an open relationship. And it was one of my first friends that really openly told me that. And so when he said they had an open relationship, I was like, an open relationship? What the fuck do you mean an open relationship? And he was like, well, he lives California. I live here. I travel there often, right? I'm intercoastal or whatever. Um, but you know, we had a conversation, you know, and based on our sexual needs and based on our distance, all right, we came up with what works for our relationship. And they came up with rules. And one of the rules was similar to Ghost, right? Where you couldn't date the person, like, you know, picnics and shit like that, you know, intimate shits.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was just sex, right?
Establishing relationships. Yeah.
Exactly. And I always said to him, how do you control the same question that I asked Ghost? How do you control your feelings getting involved in a situation like that? Right. And Ghost said, you know, you don't date them, you don't this, you don't that, you don't get connected. But
Hmm.
with this particular friend, he did get connected with somebody. Right. And that's the risk in having these types of relationships, especially when you live far distance. Right. And he found out that borders was crossed, their rules was crossed or whatever, and it kind of it damaged their relationship. They're friends to this day, but you know, I just say this: there's rules to everything, right? And again, I had to grow up because I used to judge. I used to be like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
Right.
Right? But not anymore. I feel like every relationship, whatever the fuck works for you, y'all just need to agree on those rules, whatever that is. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it and that's all. Whatever works for you, right? And so,
Yep.
Ghost, I appreciate the fact that you are, one of the men that would be okay with your girl coming to you saying, "I want to sleep with another man," but she's not going to do that because you said you're going to quit her. So how is that a safe space? Like, how can a woman really and truly be open with their man without being cut off?
Right.
So let me see what Pat over here saying, because they talking about, yeah, Pat, get it, Pat. What did Pat say over here? Pat said, my aunt was involved with a married man. The man got arrested and the wife came and got my so they both went and got my aunt. So they both went and got their man out of jail. I was amazed. So I guess it can work. Yes. But that's like a poly relationship. A lot of people are in these relationships and they don't call it poly. Right. But when you find out, when I listened to that lady's video, and when you find out that your man has been in a relationship with somebody for years, right? That's a poly situation.
Yeah.
Without permission, because there's emotions there. That man is paying some of them bills. Believe it or not, he's with somebody for years. He's taking care of that person.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl Lee said, how did it get that far? If a man had boundaries in their relationship, I have to be able to trust him when he's in my face and behind my back. How did it get that far? Meaning, how did he build a relationship with someone? I'm gonna be honest. I told y'all on here I done fucked with a married man before, right? I did. And it wasn't a one night stand. It wasn't a couple
Mm-hmm.
of months. It was years.
Same.
It was
Same.
years. Okay. And I'm just being honest, right? It was years. And we carried that relationship on for years. So it happens, y'all.
Yeah.
Right. And y'all be thinking that women get emotionally connected. I was not emotionally connected. It was just sex for me. They were more emotionally connected to me. So it's a lie when we say women be out there slinging it with their emotions. No, baby. I was not slinging it with no emotions. When I was done with it, I was done with it. No
Yep.
emotions, no I love yous, no nothing. Okay. It happened, Cheryl. I have done
Mm-hmm.
it. The fuck. All right. Cheryl Lee said, one that ain't going to embarrass me. Fuck with my feelings and emotions and not let anyone else do it either. Hence the other woman. I'm going to need him to respect, value, and be afraid of losing us. Money money ain't everything. Exactly. Money ain't everything. Money ain't everything. So what you're saying, Shirley, is if you found out that your husband had a relationship with somebody else for years and you just happened to find out, but when you looked across your marriage, it didn't impact anything, you're still leaving? That's what I'm asking. Johnny said, "Good morning, everyone. Honesty is always needed, but not always appreciated. So if you
Mm-hmm.
are telling a hard truth, then you might come with some suggestions with your truth on how things can change for the better." That's a great point, Johnny. Right?
Mm.
The truth, honesty is always needed, but not always appreciated. So when you are presenting your honesty to someone, right, don't just throw the honesty at them. Also come with some suggestions or some follow-ups with that, so that it's not going to put them fully in defense mode. It still might put them there, but you know.
Don't just bring me problems. Bring me solutions.
Right. And you know how the bosses talk at work. The fuck? You be like, can you? They be like, no, bring me a solution. This the same
Right.
thing in our relationships.
Yep.
Okay. Pat said, I do not believe a man will be all right with sharing his woman. That's a double standard. They never are.
Mm-mm.
Well, except for the post that I posted on my page yesterday, where the woman had two husbands. I did post that. The woman had two husbands, and she's not the only one. There are polygamy groups out there on Facebook that show various dynamics of these relationships. And there's a lot of women out there with two men. And there's a lot of women. I have friends that date bisexual men. All right. So you cannot forget that. I have friends who date bisexual men. And I know someone who has a friend who's who she's engaged to her man who's bisexual, and he's now engaged to another man. You understand what I'm saying? So
Wow.
you know what I mean? So there are people out there, when you see a woman with two men, sometimes it's not just the woman getting the pleasure. Sometimes the two men are engaged with each other as well. To
We're
each his
all
own.
animals. We all got
I mean, the
needs.
fuck, to each his own. I mean, I like sex, so however y'all like sex is your business. Um, Pat said, I do not believe a man will. Oh, I read that. So basically, Fancy K said, yes, I would have a problem with him having one for years, having a woman for years, because that's a relationship. That's
Yeah.
emotional. That's intimacy, right? Oh, this
It
is
still
you
comes
guys.
down to a choice though, right?
Yeah,
You have to make that decision if it's not going to add value to your life or it's going to impact your life. But like Robin's example said, this wasn't an impact to that woman's life, so she just let it go, right? But
yeah,
if it's going to impact your life negatively, then set it free.
yeah,
It's a decision.
yeah. Like let him cheat in peace. But then you got to worry about, the only thing about this cheating shit is that, when you have these polyamorous relationships, right? Who wears the condom and who doesn't?
It's a trust thing, and I think that's a rule that you need to establish.
Okay. So it's
You
part
know,
of the rules, right?
yeah, and I
Because
think
me, I feel like
it's
everybody
all
got to go to
trust.
the doctor every 3 months. I'm like, I need paperwork. I need the fuck, right? Fancy K said, right, Raw, that's emotions. Why do men think that's better? Are you crazy? Mm. Fancy K said, just like I would give out walking papers for you telling me that you have had one person for 2 years. Goodbye, nigga, because you can't tell me you don't like her. Probably buying her food and shit. He doing more than buying food and shit. He done
Right.
paid some of them bills. He done fucking took her on vacation. That's a whole Listen, I know I'm gonna get in trouble because the married man that I messed with, they probably said this bitch on here talking big shit. But I mean, that was years ago, y'all. This ain't no new shit that I did. This is years ago. The old me. All right. But when I messed with the married man, he traveled me. He did a lot of shit for me. Right? I mean, bought me shit, paid bills, TVs, anything I needed. That was my man. But he was somebody's husband. He was. It happened.
What broke it for you?
I mean, I always knew it wasn't right, but I was being dick greedy, and he had a good one. And like I would break it off, honestly, and then I would go back to it. Like when I got into a relationship, I would break it off. And then when I became single again, you go back to that familiar peen because you know it. You be like, oh, I'm single again. Can you bring that familiar peen over here? It's like kind of like that. And it
Right.
was because it was familiar and I was comfortable with it. And then it just led into, well, I need this and I need that. And it just went on for years. And then one day I was like, nah, man, because when that motherfucker cheated on me, I snot nose cried. I was shitting on the toilet. My
Mm,
stomach was hurting. So, when it happened to me, I was like, wait a minute. I can't be going around doing this to somebody else because this shit don't feel good.
right.
When I found out my man, listen, y'all, I don't care how strong y'all think I am. My ass was on the toilet, shitting and throwing up, crying, snot nose tears. That shit ain't no joke. And I don't want to do that to another person. If, I mean, I'm still living on this earth. Who knows what I'm going to do going forward? But I hope I don't do that. That,
Right.
I'm working on myself. I'm not perfect, right?
We all are.
Um, yeah, but I'm not gonna come on this show and lie because the one thing I always tell people that if I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? And if anybody in my family and my friends think I'm lying, you come on my show, I'll put your ass on the camera, you call me a liar, and I'll clear up the story, right? I don't
Well,
ever want to lie.
if we're gonna like make sure we're telling our truth here, so I was the other man to a heterosexual relationship, right? So I
Oh,
was messing with a married man for almost 2 years who was married to a woman.
okay.
So
I've seen
it
that too.
worked for me. He was nice to me. He took me out. We did things together. But it was like a relationship to me,
Yeah,
even though I knew he was married. It was still a relationship. I
I
was young.
had a
I was stupid.
relationship with mine.
Right. But the thing that did it for me was his wife got pregnant and had a baby. That
Mm,
made it real to me. I was just like, I can't have that child grow up and into a broken home because of something I did.
yeah.
So that's where I ended it. Once he had
But
that
that
baby,
don't stop him from going out finding somebody else,
it's
right?
not
But
my fault.
but but your moral concept stepped in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So Pat said, did the husbands know about each other? What husbands?
When you were mentioning the bisexual man that was engaged to a woman and a man.
Yes, yes, yes. They know. Like these are people that are open. These are when I say I got friends who date bisexual, like I have series of friends, they are very open sexually. I have friends that if they know you have a partner at home and you want to have sex with them, they will be like, "Nope, go and get permission from your partner if you want to date me." I have those kind of friends, all right, where they're open to poly relationships and dating bisexual. So in that case, Pat, yes, in that relationship, the girl knows about um him
The man.
being with another man. Yes, that's the type of relationship they have. And so that's why I say I don't judge motherfuckers, because people are out here doing whatever the fuck, they want, and that's their business.
Yeah.
Like I saw a post, somebody was talking about digging fingers up your man's ass, and somebody said that's gay. And I was like, why y'all in people's bedrooms? Like, what people do in their bedrooms is their business. But I had to grow up, because if somebody would have said that to me 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I'd have been like digging up his ass. Now, I don't dig up my man's ass, but if you dig up your man's ass,
My sister, she don't dig up their ass, but she will eat her man's ass in a minute.
okay. She don't
Oh
dig
wait,
up his ass, but she done ate his ass. You
yep,
know,
she loves
I
it.
mean, it's nothing wrong with that. That's your business, what you doing in your bedroom. People, we gotta stop. We gotta
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pat. No, yeah. She was talking about the woman that had the two husbands.
Oh, okay, yes. You said
If
the
they
woman
know
that
about
had
each
two
other.
husbands. Yeah. Well, she's engaged to her boyfriend, and he's engaged to another guy. So
No, no,
yeah.
no. You said a woman had two husbands. You said
Oh, that I posted on my page.
yes.
Yes, they're all in the picture together. If you look on my page, they're all three of them are standing in the picture together, and they have a whole Facebook page. I'm not in their group, but somebody commented on my page. If you go look at that post, that they follow them, and that couple is still together. Those three people, they're still together to this day, right?
Wow.
It's a relationship. Okay. Ghost said married. No, I don't care to live apart. Okay, so Ghost, you can't live apart. Fancy said I definitely can. It keeps so much excitement in a relationship. It's definitely worth a try. Okay. It preserves the health of the relationship. Do we think living apart preserves the health of the relationship?
I
Living
think it does.
separate, I think it does too. Living
When I
separate sounds good to me. I think that automatically means it's a license to have multiple partners. Either that I think we are in at the age where we can enjoy our separate living quarters. I
I'm in a
don't think
separate
it
bedroom.
introduces multiple partners living apart. I don't think so. Okay, I don't know. Fancy said I'm all for living apart while I'm being married. And the thing is that like I'm dating right now, and I told my mother, and I said I love it. I love the experience of dating and him having his own place and me having my own place, and we just come home to our own places, right? Because when I think about living with someone again, I go, oh my God, then I'm gonna have to feed them every day, and I'm gonna have to worry about stuff. I'm gonna have to wash their clothes. You get into that shit, right? You know what I mean? Right?
Right.
But when you live separate, you like, if I don't fucking want to wash clothes, I don't have to. I don't have to worry about if he got underwear left for the week versus me, because I don't need to wear the shits. I could navigate my life easily by myself. So it is really interesting as you get older, the way you look at things. Ghost said we're getting too old to be married and living apart. What you mean? I
We
fell
getting
down
too
and
old to
can't
be.
get up.
We're getting too old to have another women and not other men. I
Okay,
said
Ghost, what? I want my
it.
love in house. I don't want to drive every time I want to be on my loved one, or I'm talking about take a
Which
plane
one?
ride. The fuck drive. You gonna have to
Right.
get on a plane to come see me. Okay.
No, and
I
this
mean,
was the second thing that I wanted to talk about was I
yeah.
can live separate.
Okay.
And when I used to travel for work, it was actually really nice. I used to travel 2 weeks out of a month for every month for like a couple of years. And it was a nice break because I would come home and share like all these things that I did, all these stories or whatever. But it was also nice to say, hey, let's go back to the spot that I went to because I found it. I think you would love it. And we did things like that. And it reinvigorated some stale parts of our life.
I love it.
And that was nice. And I
Yeah.
think when you separate, when you're together for so long, you become stagnant. Think about when everybody was under quarantine
Yeah.
together. People were ready to kill each other.
Yeah, I got
But
whole separate. I became single. The fuck? I was like, what the hell?
but
Pandemic
when
was
you come
like,
back together, when you go away and then come back together, it's like you're breathing life back into your relationship.
yeah.
It's
I
nice.
can agree with
It's
that.
not for everybody, but it's nice.
I can agree with that. I appreciate that. Damaris said, my husband wants it every day, so I don't know if he can do it, but I can. He wants what every day? Sex? I know he's hypersexual. We talked about that. He's hypersexual, and it's sad, Damaris. I feel, Damaris, I've been feeling sorry for you for many, many years. I don't know. I thought your husband's sexual appetite was going to tone down by now, but I'm just going to continue praying for you.
Mm.
I don't know. Like, to have a husband that's hypersexual when you are going through menopause is rough. It is
Oh,
rough. It's rough. I mean, I'm menopausal, and I don't have a living husband, and so I get breaks. But you know, I'm a sweaty mess in the bed. I sweat a lot. And so the guy that I'm with got to deal with that. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about in a topic upcoming. When these motherfuckers say they want to deal with older women, do they think about what older women even go through? And we'll get into that, because I don't think that they do. I think that they're fascinated with being with the older woman, but they don't realize all that comes with that.
right.
So we're going to talk about that too. Fancy K said people are lying about being open and honest. People can't handle open and honest. Not everybody can. Interior Rule said, no, they cannot. So true. I see it too often. Ghost said, I was also the same one that women fuck off emotion. Oh, I'm also the one that said women fuck off emotion. But I proved to you, Ghost, that I was a woman that had a married man for years, and I didn't get emotionally connected. I didn't. I liked him as a friend, but that's it. Like, I literally came and went when I wanted to. Oh, he's gonna kill me when he hears this. Oh, Fancy K says, see, I don't believe ghosts don't have emotional connections, because he on here promoting one side piece for 2 years. Hell nah. You think you could do that with no emotional connection at all? Fancy K and Ghost are a couple, so they gonna argue after the show. Get him, Fancy K. Get his ass. All right. Because look, Ghost said, I'm not
Wow.
bad relationships. I just
They need to come on. They need to
I
come
know.
on. We need to experience this discussion.
Exactly. So, Ghost and Fancy, y'all need to come on next time, because seriously,
Swinger show.
I can't. I love y'all. All right. Fancy is like, at Ghost, how can someone be too old to live apart? What if the two people like to live differently? You don't think that would minimize problems? I love them. Ghost said, at Fancy, this is them arguing on my show. The older you get, the less you care about. I don't think living together would maximize problems. Oh my God. Well, I appreciate y'all. Y'all got a million comments that are still coming through, and it's 9:20. I got to get to work, y'all. Today is my first day back at work after not being to work for a week and a day. So I got to get back to work. Lord knows I'm so fucking scared. The emails are going to be killing me. Oh, let
Love
me turn my
y'all.
damn camera around. Yes, Zen, I appreciate you joining. We got to have Fancy K and Ghost on here, because we got to talk about this whole relationship dynamics, and it looks like y'all still need to work through some damn rules in y'all relationship.
I want to know. I want to see how this all works out.
Me too. This is exciting. I love y'all. And Uhu is their friend. And so I love the
Wait,
dynamics.
she's the bored one?
Yeah, she's the bored one.
Okay.
She's the bored one. But she said she was slinging on his meat the other day and it wasn't boring. So I don't know. She did say that her and her man are bipolar. So maybe one
Does
day
he
it's
watch
boring.
the show?
No, I don't know. Ooh, does your man watch the show? Because if he does, what he say about you calling him boring?
Or did he hear her?
Did
And
he
he's
hear
like,
you?
hey.
Did you ever tell him he was boring? That's another conversation. All right. Pat said, I was involved with a man for over 2 years. I found out that he got married. I asked, how could he do that to me? He said that he loved me and couldn't let me go. No, I'm not gonna do it with you, Pat. Not the fuck today. So you were seeing him and he wasn't married and he wound up marrying somebody else while still seeing you?
Yeah,
That had to hurt.
that's not
That's
right.
fucked up. Pat,
Yeah.
she said that shit hurt, but I had to let him go. He was so damn selfish. That hurt. That hurt my feelings, Pat. Well, anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all joining. Thanks, Zen, for joining in. You know, I always appreciate it. Tell Eric I said hello. Anyway, y'all, I got to wind down, y'all. I got to wind down, but you know, I appreciate y'all motherfuckers. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is question and opinion day. Y'all hear the train outside? This is what I hear all the time. I'm downtown. All right. Question and opinion day. Tomorrow is question and opinion day. Anything that we did not wrap up today, bring it to the table tomorrow and ask the question, and we will try to address it tomorrow. Today we went way over. It's 9:23. We have done it before. We love you too, Zen. We appreciate you. So make sure you join in tomorrow because you know I love you motherfuckers. Give me the hearts on IG. Give me the thumbs up on YouTube. I'm going to give you the motivation to leave out on today because you know what I say. Even when you feel what? Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hey! Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. What? Thank you for joining Coffee with Friends. Y'all know I am raw to the bone. Hey, she is me. That's right. Come back tomorrow, 8 a.m. We are back on our regular schedule. Coffee with Friends after dark, September 30th. Come with your topics. Don't forget, hashtag Fit Friends. Continue your workout. Hashtag, well, we're reading for friends. Book list coming soon. All right. And with that, y'all, I'm out. Even when you feel low, hey. Gone for now, but never forever. Peace.